Welcome to Beauty Business Matters. I'm Susan Routledge and I have a very special guest today. I have Amanda Winwood with me, who is the Made for Life Foundation founder and also founder of Sparfest. And we also have a very, very special announcement we're going to make at the end about something that Amanda's been working on, which just blows my mind. So Amanda, thank you and welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. It's brilliant. Glad I found it.
So I've known of you for years and years and watched from afar all of the amazing things that you've done. And then our worlds have started to come together in so many different ways. So Amanda, is it 38 years since you sort of got into the industry? Did I read that or have I read that wrong?
Well, 38 years I've been, probably slightly more, which is a little concerning, but I've been involved in hospitality and wellness. The Made for Life Foundation was founded in 2010 and Made for Life Organics has been going for 26 years now. So Made for Life Organics came first. And then I discovered something down in Cornwall that made me set up the Made for Life Foundation, and that linked into the health and well-being of people with cancer.
So where did it all start, though? Was it with your Reiki background, or how did it all lead?
That's a really, really good question. Where did it all start? Probably with do you know what? I started with my mum.
Okay.
So I think if you peel back the layers and start to think about what makes you who you are, and my mum was an amazing woman, and we had the weirdest medicine cabinet in the whole of Cheshire, which is where I grew up. So mum was very holistic, really into herbs, flowers, very natural and all of that kind of thing. And actually, I even remember her setting up, I grew up in a small village called Malpas, and she set up yoga with possibly the only very beautiful Indian lady, Mère Fardunji, who was committed to soil association and all sorts of things like that. And they set up yoga classes in this tiny village in Cheshire, and I wasn't very well as a little girl. So I used to sit at the back of this amazing studio. And I always remember the sense of smells and those beautiful herbs and things, and then watching women relax from being housewives into going. And I think that's where it started, just watching what can happen when you relax and what happens with smell. So that's quite a long answer, but it goes right back to that. And then I was running 2 hotels. My background is hospitality. And I was involved in a hotel called Veen, and we had an amazing receptionist, Julie. And Julie got cancer and was turned away from our spa, which I had no idea why. And it became a mission to I just thought, why? So that's where it all started.
Yeah, but I mean, that question, why, I can always remember when we were training at college, and you've got your contraindications of the things that, and there was never a really a proper why of why you couldn't do treatments on someone who'd had cancer, and there wasn't ever a definitive answer kind of thing. It was always, you just can't. Insurance, you can't, kind of thing, and as well for some other conditions as well. But I think it was you just sort of took it and went on, and I think the fact that you then have thought, no, why, kind of thing. It's an essential part of treatment, isn't it? Really.
Well, it's vital, and it's still happening. Colleges are still training that it's contraindicated, which is some colleges have started to train level 3 students into cancer touch therapy. Not enough, but why is an amazing question, isn't it? And so I asked why. So I'm not very good at being told no. So I don't know why my dad used to get really mad with me now, but anyhow. So I thought, well, I don't understand this. And I think if you don't understand it, it's to your point, Susan, is why don't we ask why? So I was very fortunate because I had some contacts in the Mermaid Centre, which was the breast cancer unit in Cornwall. And I went and asked them, this is happening. Why would that be the case? And they went, there's no reason why that should be the case. And I started to do some unravelling. I spoke to some amazing specialists, surgeons, oncologists, and went on basically a mission for 18 months working with, I worked with Mark Innes was involved, and a beautiful woman, Laura Brodie, who worked with me for a while, who is amazing. But together we created a touch therapy for cancer training course. And the real defining moment for me, well, there were a couple. Number one was I went and spoke to some people at Macmillan who basically said it's illegal to turn anybody away from a spa with cancer because it contravenes the Equality Act 2010. And the minute somebody's diagnosed with cancer, they're registered disabled. I don't think a lot of people know that. Wow. And, well, there you go. So they don't know that. So you're protected. You have employment protection rights. You've got all sorts of rights to be treated equally. So that was a sort of light bulb moment for me. And then I sat in the cove, which has been created by Macmillan at the Royal Cornwall Hospital, with a beautiful, fantastic, one of the finest breast cancer surgeons, I think, in the UK, Polly King. And she's got quite a presence. And she sat there with this training manual that we put together. And you know, when you sit with somebody and they don't say anything, and she's sitting there, I'm sitting there with my coffee, she's turning the pages, not a word, not a sound. Anyhow, she after 10 very quiet minutes, because she's very thorough, I'm thinking, she shut it and she went, "This is epic." And
oh wow!
And I'll never forget that moment. And it was just like, yes, Thunderbirds are go. Here we go. We can really make change. And that was the start of it.
Yeah. So when you say the start of it, what was the start of it? Was the start of it the treatment, or was the start of it? Because obviously you've now developed products around the whole treatment, and how did it all evolve?
It's another brilliant question. So I was heading up the spa as well as running weddings and all sorts of other things at Veen Hotel where I was. And in the midst of that, I've got two very beautiful daughters, very grown up now, who used to go, "Ooh, you're so weird, Mum," and now think I'm actually weird in a good way. But Molly had really bad eczema, and I'm interested in ingredients. So I met an amazing man, Dr. Mariano Spiezia, who actually was the founder of all of our formulations and had experience in oncology as well as being a homeopath. Amazing man. And we started to work together, and Made for Life Organics was an evolution of that. So all the formulations came from a space of a doctor wanting to create products that were safe for everybody. So there was one layer there. It's like a layer cake, this. And then the next bit was learning that we couldn't treat at Veen our clients living with cancer because of the brand that we were using. And then the other bit was I was invited to a moving forward day by the Mermaid Centre. And you know what I discovered is that you can have the most amazing conversations when you're giving a hand or a foot massage, because you can connect these things at the windows to the soul. And I had the most amazing conversations with women with cancer about them being turned away from spas and so on and so forth. And I left that moving forward day, which was run by the NHS. And I thought, I can't bear this, that women are being turned away. And in Cornwall, because much as it's a beautiful space, there's the highest proportion of social isolation as well.
Okay.
And a very high rate of poverty. And what I found is lots of women with cancer had nowhere to go. So I thought, I can change that because I got a hotel. And so we started running
together.
Yeah, started running tea and therapy events, created a treatment working with somebody who's still a very dear friend, Shani. And it was probably a bit woo-woo for 2003 because it was about breathing and connecting and dysregulation and bringing yourself into the parasympathetic state, and a bit woo-woo then.
Yeah.
On trend now. But anyhow, it's...
that's crazy that it's taken 23 years.
Wow, 23 years.
Yeah.
And so it worked. We trialed it, and it was called Head in Heaven, and it was a 90-minute ritual where the therapist made a very deep connection with the person, very slow movements, very light touch, which is one of the things you need to think about in terms of treating people with cancer, both here and physiologically. And that was the made for life birth, I guess, really, of bringing it all together and then going, now can we do this? Now can we do that? So it's a layer cake.
And has the treatment evolved over time? And have you brought in new things, or is it still foundation?
That's a really good question too. You're very good at this, by the way. So I guess the heart of it still is the same. Mm-hmm. What we've done is I'm really interested, so I could say what I like and do what I want, but actually I'm really interested in data and science too. So we did an 18-month knowledge transfer program with Plymouth University to see how scent works on this amazing thing. And how it affects our central nervous system. So we did that piece of work, which informed a little bit of a change in terms of the treatment. And more recently, we've been working with Louise Baker, who you know, who's got a master's in neuroscience. Yeah. And she and I came together. It was just pure fluke, really. Well, it wasn't. Claire introduced us, and we ended up having it was meant to be a 30-minute coffee, and it was actually 3 hours. And I was telling her about what we did, and she went, that's psychosensory touch. So it's changed again because we've actually introduced a ritual at the start of the treatment that people can take when they go home.
Yeah, because I first met Louise at an AI dinner, and when we got talking, because obviously she was very interested, like we've both been always fascinated with AI. And then Louise was really interested in taking it into like the meditation side and things. And we just hit it off. And then when we got talking and things, and then Louise came and spoke at some of my events, and then I think it's just been a natural progression that like how everything's all come together. But Louise is amazing at what she does.
She's phenomenal. And interestingly enough, and we'll see what happens, but we're in talks with Exeter University to do another research piece, which will start this year.
Oh, amazing.
So as soon as I know what's happening there, I'll let you know, because it's a specific study. And we're hoping that again will inform our industry on the importance of doing this work for people. It's an interesting thing because the treatment is not just for people living with cancer. It's amazing for anybody who suffers with insomnia, fibromyalgia. I've treated people with cystic fibrosis. I've treated people with multiple sclerosis with this treatment. And actually, given the geopolitical situation that we're in, I think a lot of people are wondering what's going on. So everybody needs to just, and that's how the treatment works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's been proven, hasn't it, over time that like the amount of stress that you're holding in your body has like, it's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? So the thing is that like, and I think that is, I know we like saying it's taken years to evolve kind of thing, but like now, like years and years ago, it was all very woo-woo and like, like alien, where now, and how it should be that it, people are into like, just taking those few moments to breathe and connect with themselves kind of thing. So it's oh my God, it's fascinating. So the thing is that now, is it mainly within spas? I mean, I know a lot of salons that have have brought Made for Life in, and we have it, and it's absolutely phenomenal treatment. Over the UK, have you any indication of how many establishments offer the treatment now?
Well, the last time I counted, it was around 150.
It's still not that many.
It's not that many. The interesting thing is that I think what happened is when we started to do this work, other brands also have gone, we need to do this.
Yes.
So we probably were one of I think we were one of the first to be doing this work. And I think it's an interesting one because we're probably different to a lot of the brands. I have learned through working with people with cancer, money is important. Don't get me wrong. We all need to be commercially successful. But also, we don't just sit in one space. So the 150 spaces, we work also with independent therapists.
Yeah.
We work with salons. So as you said, you work with us. We've just had Glow come in and that was a joy because Glow got together with Carden Park and they trained together. We need to have more of that in this industry. We really do. I can let you know too, we're going to be launched across the whole of the Joshua Tree, which is the children's cancer charity. So I'm not in a big rush, really. Yeah. I'd like things to change, but some things take time. And, I don't know. I love what I do. So as long as I see this happening, sometimes I have moments of frustration, think, come on, colleges. And I know it's going to be something that gets discussed at SpaFest. But I sometimes think, come on, there needs to be a little bit more of a foot on the accelerator here. But as long as it's going in the right way, and actually, we're not a great big company. We're I guess, small to medium size enterprise still, which helps because I understand a lot of the issues that as a founder, I know what it's like to think about cash flow. But 150, it'd be nice to do more, but I think that as they would say,
will
in Spain,
start to change quite. Yeah. And like you say, once colleges hopefully start to get on board more. Obviously, you mentioned SpaFest. I want to talk about SpaFest. So another one of your brainchilds. How did SpaFest come about? Well, hang on a minute. A lot of people won't even know what SpaFest is. So what is SpaFest? We'll ask that one first.
Okay. Well, SpaFest was regarded by some possibly as a bit woo-woo. Controversial moment, potentially. I've been to a lot of the do's that we have in the beauty and spa sector and wandered around and seen people all look at people's badges and go, I need to talk to that person because they're this. So I don't agree with that. I think people should talk to people because
of the being a person.
Being a person. So there was that. And I thought, gosh, wouldn't it be great if there was actually something that was debadged and centered much more on the principles of people and planet and prosperity, as opposed to it being a big selly thing.
Yeah.
And there's a space for all of it. But SpaFest was much more about, well, why don't we get some people from, and at the very first SpaFest, we had Jamie Edwards speak, who's a brilliant coach who got everybody journaling, and it was very person-centered. We had a professor from Plymouth University talking about green space. This is back in 2017.
Yeah.
And I just, there's a space for all of these events, but SpaFest is very much about connections, and we call it festival because it is not your usual very conservative with a lowercase c, a space to just be, and it's still educational because we're working with the amazing Joan at Habia. So SpaFest is going to actually carry CPD points.
Amazing.
So it's a really good space, and it enables, there are spaces for conversations, not just opinions.
So back in 2017, when you were like, right, I'm going to do this, How was it received? Because it'd never been anything like that before, and this was something very different that you were doing. How was it first received, and did you get a big uptake, or has it grown over time?
It's grown over time. I mean, the first Sparfest had, I think it was 56 people there.
That's great.
It's not bad, is it? And it was in Cornwall, so it's not the easiest place to get to. But what happened was people came and you could see the shift. So, and I've had people say that changed my life. And actually, you don't have to wear a suit or high heels or whatever. You're still the same person. So you don't need a gentleman doesn't need a suit and a tie and all that. They've still got the same brain, and they've still got the same outlook and intelligence, and the same with women. So Sparfest gives permission for you to attend as an individual, intelligent being who's doesn't have to wear a suit to prove who they are.
Yeah, because in some ways it's a little bit like putting armour on, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, you're putting your professional head on kind of thing, and you're just giving someone the ability to just be them kind of thing. I love that.
And I remember because Barbara Cook came from BC Software to the very first one. And after it, she said, I've had conversations with people I've known for years that I have never had with them before. And I feel I know them much better. And I think the thing is with everything in life, everything's a human transaction. There might be, I might have the finest product on the planet, but if you don't like me, you're not going to buy from me. That interface is about, do I like this person? Do they feel authentic? Do we share values? And that's what Sparfest is about. And it's not for everybody, but the people that have come have always learned something. And we've got some people from Bath Uni coming along to talk about a research piece they're doing. So there's a real blend of people from spa and salon, because I'm keen. I guess the one thing it's interesting is Sparfest is possibly people who own salons have gone, it's about spa. It's not about spa, because we've got people talking from hospices, we've got people from the salon sector, independent therapists, and then we've got academics. And all of those are curated to just be a thought piece.
So what is the criteria for someone, if someone's like thinking, I think I'd like to go to that? What is the criteria?
We have a really broad cross-section, usually. We've had even people who are outside our sector come in, and some people who just are interested in their well-being. So there are no rules. There are no, this is for managers, directors, leaders. That's generally thinkers and innovators will turn up. They'll show up. So often you will get quite a good cross-section of fairly significant leaders in the industry, whether that's salon, spa, or hospice. But there are no rules with Sparfest. It's just just show up and see what you think, and actually take some time out to look after you. So we've got Jessica Sloyan from Slow Yin. So we're opening up with sound, so we can all just calm down. And if Louise was here, she'd be going, that's going to actually get this thing open and receptive for learning. So,
And so it's over 3 days?
Well, this is the thing. So Sparfest is on the 7th and 8th of September up at Carden Park. And the other part of why did I set up Sparfest is, I've said this before, what do I want on my headstone? Mint or minted? I'd like mint. Because, I'm not going to be taking the money with me, so I'm not. So what happens with all the money from the 2 days of Sparfest goes into the Great British Tea and Therapy, which is held on the 9th. And that's a day we have about 70 women come for a 1-day retreat. All of those women are living with cancer.
Wow. And that's at Carden too.
And that's at Carden too. So anybody who's interested is welcome to stay on, act as a volunteer, give little treatments to people who need it, listening to some incredible speakers. But that's what happens. So 2 days of SpaFest equals 1 day of the Great British Tea and Therapy, which is funded by the money that the Made for Life Foundation makes from that event.
And the 2 days of SpaFest, are they full-on days, or are they, is it something in the morning, chill out, something in the afternoon, chill out, something in the evening? How do you plan it?
Again, it's a good question. It was probably a little more corporate last year, and we're taking it back more to a festival feel this year. So it's full on in a way in terms of learning, but you don't have to sit in and listen to every speaker. There are spaces that you can go. We've got morning sessions that if you're an early riser, I'm going to be leading with Louise. We're going to be doing some Shinrin Yoku, as in forest bathing and meditation. Jessica's going to be leading on some sound therapy. You can dip in and out. All of the speakers are going to have spaces for workshops. We've got Arif is going to be doing his storytelling as a workshop too. So there are things that you can dip in and out of. You do not have to stay in the room if you don't want to stay in the room. But there are plenty of other little spaces around and brilliant people in wellness that you can go in, which is why it's more of a festival vibe. So you don't have to sit there thinking, I need to make lots of notes and so on. But you'll walk away with enough to see you through the next year and feel energized and innovative.
I can't wait, because this is going to be my first SpaFest this year. Because I've always wanted to come, but then when it was down in Cornwall, it was too far to and just didn't seem to fit into what I was doing at the time. So I was always ended up being at the other end of the country when it was going to be on. And then last year, obviously, when it was at Carden, I was like, oh, that's really exciting. But then I was away. So this year, I can't wait.
No, I can't wait to get you up there as well, because I think it's important. It goes back to the question you asked earlier about who's it for. And we're delighted that you're going to be there, because we want to make sure that this industry needs to be less silo and more inclusive and more talking to each other. So the fact that you're there, and we've got some people already, I mean, Claire, who you know very well, she's first register because she loves it. Yeah. But we need to join the dots up. So we're delighted to have you and Sarah and Joan on that panel. Yeah, be really interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great panel, and I'd say I can't wait. So it's grown over the years. Is there a cap that you're going to put on, or have you found that it naturally falls into a nice amount of?
We usually have about 80 to 100 people.
Oh, so still a lovely number.
So I think what that allows is it's not so frantic. I mean, more people means more energy. And actually, when you've got so answer your question, I think 100 is a really good upper limit for this, because it means that you don't feel pushed and pulled in all sorts of directions, that you have the time to connect with a lot of people in that room and get to know them properly. So I haven't really wanted to make it a massive, great big thing, because SpaFest is not necessarily that space. It feels very comfortable with about that number. I think we could go bigger, but I wonder how it would work in terms of people feeling, I need to talk to more people.
Well, I suppose that leads nicely into something new that's coming at, I know you, it's something that hasn't been able to be talked about, and this is, I think, the first time it's been talked about. So when we're talking about something where there's going to be a larger amount of people, so Amanda, announce what is coming next.
Well, I have weird thoughts, usually at 4 in the morning, but it's okay, because I think that's a good hour in the morning. And I'm inspired by the work that I do with people with cancer. I listen to the stories, and it's been the most humbling, beautiful experience of my life. So I was talking to a group of ladies and said, wouldn't it be great if there was a festival? And I said, what type of music do you like? And they went, oh, I like a bit of folk. So I had a 4:00 in the morning thought of Folk You Cancer. So
that's a brilliant name.
So I thought, ooh, that's good. So I've trademarked it. And then it's interesting, isn't it, how things happen? Because I know a very inspiring woman Laura Schmidt-Chesterfield, who Tim Schmidt is her dad. And I had a conversation with her at this amazing event, Anthropy at the Eden Project. And I went, I want to run this event. And I think you'd be awesome at this event. So the exciting news is Laura is coming on board, and Folk You Cancer will be held at the Eden Project in May, June 2027.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a blend of wellbeing workshops. The Royal Cornwall Hospital Trust, which is the NHS, are on board, which I'm thrilled about. And Laura and I are talking actually the day after tomorrow about the lineup, which is already beginning to sound fantastic with one or two very interesting headliners. But yeah, celebration of life and music in Cornwall.
So how far ahead do you think it is before anything officially gets sort of like the headliners and things? How far ahead do you think it is before all of that is going to be announced and tickets are going to be on sale and everything?
Good question. I'll know much more at the end of Thursday when I've had a meeting with Laura. But
so only 2 days away.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we'll have the bare bones of what's going to happen then. And I'm hoping that we will be making an announcement probably by Sparfest.
Right, September. September.
Yeah, so maybe we'll have people on board before, because Laura's got some brilliant contacts. She's an amazing woman. She was the managing director of Heligan. She's a fantastic events organizer and got so many skills. So I'm really looking forward to working with her. But obviously, the Eden Project are really keen to support too, which is fantastic. Really
Have you
good.
always been an organizer? As in the thinking of ideas and pulling it all together and...
Yeah, I probably have actually. I haven't really thought about that. And I thought, yes, I think I probably was.
Yeah.
Even from a little girl, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So is that going to be a 2-day thing?
No, we're going to keep it really, really simple. It's just going to be, and I'll know more, but we're looking at a half-day event. We're going to have it at the weekend. We're going to make it so that it's a festival from the afternoon till sort of not too late, because we want people who are living with cancer to potentially even bring families with them.
Yeah.
But I'll know more later. But you're the first to hear.
Oh, I know. I can't wait. It's out there now, Amanda.
Your invitation will be there.
I know. But I mean, it is just such a phenomenal idea. So, again, criteria for someone coming along is going to be anyone, really, isn't it?
Anyone, because it's going to be the major fundraiser for the Made for Life Foundation. I was hoping it would happen last year, but for one reason or another, life will predict you. There's this thing, isn't there? There's the plan and then the path.
Yeah.
So you can think you'll have a plan and then the path takes you down a different way. But it's open to everybody. It's going to be the Made for Life Foundation major fundraiser. Anybody living with cancer is going to be warmly welcomed. We're going to make sure we really look after anybody at any stage of cancer is going to be warmly welcomed, and their carers and supporters and loved ones.
Oh, wow. As I say, it just sounds like it. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear more even. Do you find that you still get a lot of private time, or are you all just always set up doing things?
My background was I was a licensee in Liverpool at the age of 21. I was the youngest licensee. Okay. So if you're a licensee,
that's early.
I know. It was a baptism of fire, straight out of Sheffield Poly into that. And I think when you're in the hospitality industry, you don't, 80 hours
Yes.
is normal. So I don't do 80 hours now, but that was my normal. I manage my time much better now. I'm energetic. I love life. I just think none of us know how long we're here for. So, let's love every moment. But I have a very beautiful space with the hubster, Jeff, who is also my co-director. And we have an old masia tapped up in the hills of Catalunya, which we went across Spain on a motorbike, and like you do when you're in your mid-50s. And we found this space and just fell in love. So to answer your question, when I go back there, it's peace. I'm 4.5 kilometres from the nearest village, surrounded by vineyards. I get to hear nightingales. I watch the stars in a sky that's not light polluted.
Yeah.
And I'm quiet. Yeah. My mind might still be active thinking, what's the next thing? But I'm quiet there. And actually that allows, I guess, and you'll know this too, about your blue sky thinking. So in terms of what's next, I don't know what's next because I think I've got quite a lot going on at the moment. All I know is that I just still wake up and leap out of bed in the morning and think, what's ahead?
The thing is, when you're talking about energy, obviously I'm over in Mallorca a lot now, and we're in we're not as remote as you, but in a really small village, and that's the kind of thing that I like. And I've got to be next to water. I find that so therapeutic. So we are right on the waterfront with steps into the water, and the thing is that it's just something about going to sleep, hearing the gentle waves and looking out and like the stars, like you say, when there's no pollution, seeing that, like the amount of stars, it like puts you into a different energy, doesn't it? And I think it's what you just go in. That's when all of your creative ideas do come around. So when you're saying that, although I'm not as far into it as you, as in like you it must be absolutely beautiful where you are. I've still got people around me, like in population around me, but it's still that different energy, isn't it? It's like something very special.
It is, and I think we're all bustling. I think it's quite interesting for me because there's a bit of a dichotomy within our sector of we all spend so much time and energy caring and looking after other people that I often think that we don't do it enough of ourselves. I see therapists not doing it, spa salon managers, busy. And actually stillness is a really challenging thing if you're busy to do that thing. And I had a conversation with my eldest daughter, Hannah, not so long ago, and we have some big conversations because she's studying psychology and doing a master's in it. And I said to her, stillness is something that you work on all your life, and it's different at different stages of your life. But I found that having that space, and we live on the outskirts of Newquay, so I get to hear the sea as well because it's literally 2 minutes from the sea. But actually allowing yourself that time to just breathe. And it's the same with the treatments. We're frequently operating as our lovely mate Louise would say in gamma. And actually, if you allow yourself just to go into that beautiful alpha theta state, that's where the
magic happens.
The magic happens. The magic happens. Yeah.
Amanda, this has just been amazing. I love everything that you do and everything that you've created, and you're just such an inspiration. So if anyone wants to learn more about anything that you've got going on, we can put everything into the show notes, but we can definitely put in about the about Sparfest and things. Obviously, probably by the time this releases, we still won't have everything for folk cancer. but as well for Made for Life and everything, we can put that in. Is there any way that anyone can follow what you're doing? I don't think you are on socials a lot and things. Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're Made for Life
Made
Organics.
for Life Organics is.
Made for Life Organics is on LinkedIn,
right,
and on Instagram.
Yeah.
And so am I.
Yeah.
So you can learn more about that. And the Sparfest tickets are available through the Made for Life Foundation website with a click through. And then you've got your special allocated code that gives all of your listeners
thank you.
a discount.
Amazing.
So Fran has given you a discount code.
Yes, and I'll put that in as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amanda. This has been amazing.
I've loved it. Thank you very much. Brilliant.